story now. Administration officials say President Donald Trump could sign his new travel ban as early as Monday. Now, this is what we know so far about the latest update. The official says it's expected to be signed at the Department of Homeland Security, but those plans could change. Sources say the new ban will not affect green card holders and people who already have visas. Senior officials have also reportedly pushed Trump to remove Iraq from the list of 7 countries listed on the original travel ban. Well, meanwhile, speaking of all of this, the U.S. is putting a hold on expedited processing for H-1B visas. The visas help highly skilled foreign workers get jobs in the U.S. Their employers can pay an extra fee if they wanted their applications processed faster. But immigration officials say the faster processing will be suspended on April 3rd, and it could last for up to 6 months. Well, a woman in Texas is facing 8 years in jail for voting illegally, but her attorney believes she's only being used as a political prop. Rosa Ortega was born in Mexico, but she is a permanent U.S. resident. She says she never understood the difference in the rights given to a permanent resident and a citizen. Ortega says she checked a box stating she is not a U.S. citizen after moving to a new country, prompting investigators to get involved. Well, now her attorney says President Trump's claims of widespread voter fraud influenced the jury against Ortega.
We've got a current resident of the White House that's claiming his loss in the popular vote was due to 3 million illegals voting. They turned her into their poster child for voter fraud.
The lead prosecutor denies there was any effort to make an example out of Ortega. If her conviction stands, Ortega will likely be deported.
It's in everybody's best interest to give the president the opportunity to do all the things that he promised to do.
Hundreds show up for nationwide rallies in support of President Trump. Many organizers say they wanted to show solidarity for the president and Republican lawmakers. At least 10 people were arrested when Trump supporters clashed with protesters. This happened in Berkeley, California. Police say several weapons were confiscated during those protests. You actually see some of those weapons in that photo. And meanwhile, anti-Trump groups shared their message in other ways. One group spelled out the words impeach and resist so they could be seen from an aerial view while standing on the beach. Now, the volunteers are part of a March for Impeachment movement. New this morning, thousands hit the streets in protest against government cuts to the National Health Service. British Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn attacked President Trump for, quote, trying to destroy the limited form of health care the Obama administration left behind. Corbyn also blamed the British government and new Prime Minister Theresa May for the crisis in the healthcare service. He says he'll block attempts to privatize healthcare. Well, the president also took to Twitter Saturday morning with some serious allegations against former President Obama. He tweeted Obama had the phones at Trump Tower in New York wiretapped during the election process, but he never provided actual evidence supporting those claims. Now, the tweets follow a story published on conservative website Breitbart detailing similar claims of Obama surveilling Trump. Now, an Obama spokesperson says in part, neither President Obama nor any White House official ever ordered surveillance on any U.S. citizen, and suggestion otherwise is simply false.
That's right. This is the second time you've interrupted.
More heated town hall meetings nationwide as people weigh in on President Trump's policies, particularly his plans to overhaul health care. Tense conversations unfolded in Wisconsin as community members expressed concerns over plans to repeal and replace the ACA.
And when we deal with major social programs, with the exception of the ACA, Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, they were all passed with bipartisan support. If we don't have bipartisan support for a major social program, they will be kicked around.
All right. Well, we know that some of the other issues that were focused on were national debt and the entitlement program reform. And, you know, let's stick with these wiretapping claims. We know that South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham says he wants to get to the bottom of President Trump's wiretapping allegations. He says it would be worrisome if former President Obama was able to obtain a warrant for possible campaign activity issues. Graham also says he's ready to crack down on Russian interference.
I'm not only going to push for a Russian investigation, I'm going to punish Russia for trying to interfere in our election. So I've introduced sanctions to punish the Putin regime beyond what they've done in the Crimea.
All right, well, Graham went on to say he has no evidence personally of ties between Russia and the Trump campaign, but he will insist the FBI do a full and thorough investigation.